welcome to The Heart of It. We are recording on Gadigal land. And, honey, we have someone in here that's kind of your ilk, I would say.
My ilk?
Your
What?
ilk.
He does
Like-
impersonations?
Well, yes. And someone in your world of radio.
Yes. He's very successful.
I know.
Yes. And I'm talking about Liam Stapleton, who works on the Nova network, does Drive,
Yep.
has a national drive with Ben and...
Ben and Belle.
Thank you.
Yep.
You looked at me as my eyes went cross-eyed going,
That's right. I'm like,
Belle is going to come to me. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. His gorgeous wife, Sarah, we're going to talk to her as well. And she's a nurse.
Yeah.
So is there a more fabulous,
Coupling?
an integral job than being a nurse? I always think, I love nurses so much. I think the kindness of nurses are just incredible.
Yeah. And it balances that. You know, you've got the whole radio thing going because Liam has worked with Ben and Belle as in the mornings.
Yeah.
But they have now landed in the drive slot, the late drive slot. So it's a lot more, the hours are there. But they're dealing with the pressures, and so to have Nurse Sarah there beside
Nurse Sarah.
is probably a good thing.
Together, they're really navigating marriage with humour and honesty, and of course the occasional impersonation of Lord Voldemort.
I'd actually like to hear some of these impersonations.
No doubt. This love story is such a sweet one. It's long term, but so beautiful. So let's get into it. Here are Liam and Sarah Stapleton. All right, welcome to The Heart of It, Liam and Sarah. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be here.
Yeah, well, you've got to look at that smooth voice from Liam. He's got to be in radio, right?
Superstar.
I'm putting it on.
How long have you, Liam? How long have you been in radio for?
So I would have started in 2011. So it's sort of, and that's like community radio days. But I've been working with Ben for over a decade now, and Belle sort of over 6 years. So it's shot by really. We were just talking about that the other day because we're actually in the process of moving back to Adelaide at the moment, which is where our show initially started. It's where we're all born. Then we moved to Sydney, back to Adelaide, Melbourne for a bit, now back to Adelaide. And you sort of think, like all those years ago when it sort of started, and we were doing it once a week for a bit of fun and sort of dreaming that it would be the gig. And now we've been able to make a career out of it, which is awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Sarah, you sound like you've got the life that I have had mostly being married to my husband, where it's like you just have to go where his work is. Is that what it's been like for you?
Yeah, the last few years, yes, for sure. But it's been really good. Like I'm so grateful that we've had the experiences of living in Sydney and in Melbourne. And it's been fun. That's for sure.
We've been very lucky as well. Like Ben and myself, his wife Sam and Sarah, like we have such supportive partners. Sarah's a nurse, so she's they're always needed wherever you sort of go.
Very convenient job to move around.
But this is the first time. This is the first time we've actually called the shot. Like we asked Nova, because our show's national. Like, hey, well, can we just do it from home? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? But normally it's sort of like you get the tap on the shoulder, and like in 3 or 4 weeks, it's like you're moving interstate, and you're like, okay, that and like that shakes everyone up. But if we didn't have each other, it would be so much harder.
How excited are you, both of your families, that you're coming back to Adelaide?
Yeah, they're very excited. It's really nice, and the friends as well. We've got a very good group of friends. It's pretty special to be going back to them. I think this move will probably be, in theory, the easiest move that we've done. Yeah, because we're going home to familiar faces, and it's a familiar city as well. So
that's so nice.
Adelaide's grown in such beautiful ways too.
We love Adelaide.
Yeah, you love to hear it. I love it.
Nice to hear
When people from the eastern states say they love Adelaide, because people hang shit on it all the time.
I
and
love
you go,
it.
Get over yourself. Have you been there? It's great.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I mean, the architecture there. The restaurants now, that whole
so good.
precinct of walking to the Adelaide Oval, and that is like one of the premier stadiums of the world.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Especially you still got the hill there, and it's been awesome though in the last couple of years, obviously with like Live Golf and Gather Round, and Adelaide's had some cool events coming and bringing people from around the country into it.
Yeah.
So that's been cool as well.
Did you guys meet in Adelaide, or did you meet in one of these other fabulous cities, Melbourne or Sydney?
We actually went to school together. We weren't together in school, and then we got together years after when Liam was living in Sydney and I was living in Adelaide. So we sort of kept in touch. And
But Sarah was like a year older than me at school, and I had a crush on her, but it certainly wasn't happening, guys, whilst I was in school. I
Not in
couldn't have pulled that
school.
off.
You don't usually date younger if you're a girl.
He had to level up.
Yeah.
That's it. Girls will sometimes date older guys.
Yes. Yeah.
I never dated a younger girl. I certainly wasn't dating an older one, though. And I mean, when we say older, I mean we're like 8 months apart, but it's just like purely that year level thing. It's like an eternity. I mean, you know what I'm talking.
true.
When you're in year 9, you're not pulling off a year 10 unless you have freakish riz.
Yeah, you're enormously tall and built.
You've got something about you. There's something special there.
You're one of those guys.
So had you sort of kept in contact, or you'd sort of absolutely not seen each other and then all of a sudden, boom, you're like, wait, I went to school with you. Like, was it one of those?
No, we definitely kept in contact, and we both had, girlfriends, boyfriends after high school and before we got together. But yeah, still found just messaging and just seeing how each other was.
Yeah, I was trying it on here and there.
I think when I had a boyfriend at some stage.
You were saying, and it makes me sound like a bad guy, but I genuinely
you
didn't know.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah,
we'll forgive you.
Yeah.
Well, the key thing here is if you fast forward a few years, the maid of honour at our wedding, her brother was the best man at the wedding. So our best friends are brother and sister, if that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
I sort of explained that weird. I could see you just like ticking over there.
I think
Like,
it's
I'm like,
more.
is
That's
this-
kind of more. No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
is this
Actually, I'm not
incestuous?
going to say
No,
it.
that's what you were thinking.
No,
we may as well say it.
You know?
No, I was thinking you were going to say
not gonna go there.
my best man was Sarah's ex-boyfriend. Like, I
No,
thought that was gonna be
no.
That
None
would've
of
been a bit
that.
nasty.
That would've
No,
been interesting,
no.
yeah.
So now we've established that Sarah was waiting for you to grow the hell up
Yes.
and get a career and actually do something with your life. You got married in 2023.
we did.
Yeah.
Tell us about the proposal, and were you expecting it, Sarah?
No. Oh my gosh. I think that would be the biggest surprise of my life. It was the probably best day of my life.
Best day of my life.
It was the best day of our lives thus far. But yeah, absolutely not expecting it. Liam said that he'd organised to go somewhere for my birthday, and I'm typically very organised and I like to know every detail of what's going on. So I think I was focusing too much on where we're actually going, and it wasn't down to the last moment. I was so shocked, and looking back on Liam had set up a camera because he said, let's just take a photo, and he turned out to be videoing it, and looking back on it, I was like, sobbing.
Yeah. You know, like
It was so lovely.
I know Sarah well, and I think she is a good actor, but I'm like, I do genuinely believe that I caught you off guard there. And I think maybe we went a little bit earlier than some of our friends. In our, like, we probably only know a couple of married couples out of our friendship groups.
Yeah.
And so maybe. I mean, we definitely obviously talked about it. I mean, you want to be pretty sure that you're both feeling the same way before you get that knee dirty. But it was also Sarah's birthday weekend, which you mentioned. So it sort of was hiding under the guise of that. And it was beautiful. It was really special. It was in the Riverland in South Australia, and since we didn't travel as much in the last sort of year and a half, we've gone a bit nuts. But there's been so many opportunities since where I'm like, man, this would have been a really romantic place to propose. Last week we were having a nice dinner next to the Eiffel Tower, and I'm like, wow, this would have been really, if I just held on for a bit. And we did it in the Riverland when
Yeah.
the boats were like racing around, people kneeboarding and stuff.
What's the Riverland? Is that the Murray River?
Yeah, the Murray. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, to be fair though, it was a beautiful spot. I mean, the specific location's Monash, so it's a bit of a hike. It's probably like 3-4 hours out of Adelaide, but it was on sort of like this cliff, and it was a really nice night. We went out and sort of had a picnic on the grass, and
There's not even really a pub around. Like, you're
Yeah.
very secluded there. And what threw me, Liam said, just take you out for a nice dinner, just dress nice. And I was like, where are we? Like,
yeah, she
where?
had no idea. Yeah, but so I arranged a guy to come and like cook us dinner, like at the Airbnb. And
You got it, like you went to an Airbnb and there was a guy standing around and you just went, can you come
Mate.
and cook us dinner?
chuck a snag on for us. Got something a little special planned tonight. No, yeah, we arranged. I arranged this chef, and he rocked up really early. He rocked up like 2 hours early, and I was
Which freaked
freaking
me out.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like,
because
who's
we were
this
in
guy
this
in the middle of nowhere and-
secluded spot. Yeah,
There's someone at the door.
And
with
he was at the
knives,
door.
with very sharp knives in his
and
pocket.
I was flipping out, trying to because I was like, oh my god, like he's gonna ruin it. It's gonna ruin it. It's gonna ruin it. Because I didn't want, I'd said to him, I'm proposing, yada yada. And he came way too early, and so I had to open the door and be like, "Oh, yep, for your birthday. Yes, you've come for the birthday. Remember, it's a birthday dinner. What I've done is I've arranged this. He's a chef. He's here for the birthday dinner." Sort of like looking into his soul, being like, "Please don't say anything about that." Like as if he would have, but still got away with it. There was a few touch and go moments there.
Looking back on it as well, I probably should have picked up that something was going on, because I never get my nails done. Liam was like, "Get your nails done. That'll be nice for your birthday." I'm like, okay. And then he's like, "Oh, why don't you get your hair done?" And I'm like, "What?" Anyway, and then driving up there as well, Liam took about 3 hours to get there. And at one stage, you just went to hold Liam's hand. I was like, "Why are you so sweaty?"
Real clammy.
Did he keep on touching like his breast pocket to see if
Yeah,
was still in there?
they're
Like, well, what are you
just
touching
checking.
in there, mate?
Do you know what's funny as well? And I thought it looked great for the record, but Sarah, because obviously she didn't know it was coming, so she decided for an impromptu fringe, and she told me, like, she texted me while she was at the hairdresser, "I'm going to get a fringe." She hadn't had a fringe for years, and I was like, "God,
How many
please."
women have done the impromptu fringe? Let me
I
say.
know, and I'm like, please.
now.
She's actually done it again. I still like it for the record.
Regrets.
But I was like, oh my god, if she comes back hating this haircut, I'm like, and just hating it, and being like, oh, I can't go anywhere. I don't want anyone to see me. And I'm like, am I going to propose? Is that enough to throw it off? Do I just let it grow out for a couple of minutes? She'll be angry at me if she doesn't like her hair. Like, I want her to be happy and feeling good,
All this pressure.
I know. But yeah,
Did you
look,
get all dressed up too? Did you have your nails done and weed whack the nasal hair and stuff like that?
look, I had my nicest shirt on, and now I look back at it and I think, gee, that shirt was a bit tight. You know the one I'm talking about? Yeah. It's like the nicest shirt I owned, and I look back and I was like, geez, I was a bit of a mud guts around that time.
We
And,
both had baby. Yeah.
a lot of puppy fat.
Yeah.
Did you do the traditional asking Sarah's dad?
Yes.
And did you,
This is a story for you. Yeah, check this out, Ali. So, Dave, Sarah's dad, he's a wonderful guy, and it's a bit weird. Like, to be fair, if you call someone and say, "Hey, can I come over and ask you about something?" It's like, what else is it going to be, right?
Yeah.
So he probably had a fair indication. It's not like I've ever done that before, and so I said I was catching up with some mates to Sarah, and I drove out to her parents' place, and so pulled up at Dave's house, and so I sat down around the table and sort of said, I started my speech that I've been preparing in my head, especially on the drive over, and his phone rang just as I was getting to the point of what I was there to ask him, and he was like, "Oh, that's Miko. That's Miko from the footy club. I've got to take that. And he walked out into the next room and spoke to this guy, Miko, for at least 15 minutes, for the best part of a quarter of an hour. And then he came back in and he was like, "Right, where were we?" And I was like, "Yeah, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage?" And he started crying, gave me a big hug. I'm like, "You knew?" I'm like, "Were you just making me sweat? Did you get your mate to call you?" Like,
Miko
sure.
doesn't exist.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, unreal.
Was there something that you guys Well, yeah, both of you secretly feared about getting married and what that means, and something that and it turned out not to be true.
I think the opposite. I think it's like the ultimate comfort for me.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of that knowing you're sort of spending the rest of your life together. It's like it's almost a fear for us not to have the opportunity to get married. Do you know what I mean? Like that was never a worry for me once I'd made that decision in my head, and I hope Sarah feels the same way. But once you sort of click over and you're like, okay, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, then it's kind of, that's where the fear disappears.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, there was no. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Were there any sort of beliefs that you had about marriage that you were like, oh God, that wasn't even, that's not true. I mean, you're still newlyweds. I mean,
I was going to say, they're not even 2 years
you and I, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe we're asking questions to 30-year-old
Yeah.
marriages,
I mean, two guys, are you still in the beautiful blush of newlywed?
Well, what I would say is our relationship's only got better since being married. I feel. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's that promise you make with each other, and you're only even more comfortable with each other. And I feel like, these last couple of years have been like the happiest years of my life, and especially as I mentioned, we've been traveling a little bit more, and that was a lot of stuff, probably bouncing around for my work and here, there, and everywhere, and we were traveling back and forth to see our families a lot. We probably put that to the side. So apart from a couple of trips to Bali, we spent 6-7 years without sort of going anywhere, and
we sort of said after the wedding that, all right, we've got to travel. We just sort of put a lot of time and effort into that. Whereas previous to that, when we were living interstate, a lot of it was just, the money was just spent going home, and which is what we wanted to do at the time. But we think, hang on, and when you put it that you've only been to Bali together.
Yeah, well, we
should explore before kids come.
We did long distance as well for a few months there as well. So I think we kept Tiger Airways afloat for another 2 or 3 financial years. That's also drained the accounts a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Sarah, for you as a nurse, I mean, that can be a super high pressure job. How does Liam support you in kind of downloading or relaxing in the times when you're at home? Like you must need that, I would imagine.
Yeah. Liam's been very, very supportive in every sense of the word. I'm very lucky now. The position I mainly do is it's a Monday to Friday job, and no night shifts. So they're still really long shifts, but minimum 10.5 hours. But at some stage when we were in Adelaide, I was doing the the night shifts and the weekends and whatnot, and that was really tough because we would be, especially Liam was doing breakfast at the time, so I'd get to the end of the week and I'm like, I haven't seen you this week.
Yeah.
We sort of be ships in the night, and it took its toll for sure.
Yeah, that stunk.
It was awful.
That's
it was mainly just not. Yeah.
When people say it's a classic radio thing of breakfast, how do you do it? And to be fair, it was kind of my first real job. And Ben, who I do the show with alongside Belle, he was a dairy farmer before, so he was waking up even earlier. We were waking up at before 4 a.m. for a decade basically, but because I didn't really know any better, it was just the way it rolled. But night shift, I'm like, that's a different beast, that. And then having to do a couple of night shifts and then roll into a day shift, and you've got to switch it over. I'm like, gross. At least waking up early, it's come on, you're talking to callers, you're having fun. It's not really a hard gig. But now I look back at it doing regular hours, and I'm like, yes, stuff that. I wouldn't be rushing back to that in a hurry.
Oh
that's for
gosh,
sure.
Yeah, it's the sleep deprivation. It's been an absolute game changer, Liam, going from breakfast hours to
late drive.
Drive
this week. Filling in on drive this week. Drive.
What's late drive?
Late drive. So drives 4 to 6 with 6 to 8, and then smallsies after that. So you've got Chrissy Swan for a couple of hours. You roll into Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel. Then it's Ben, Liam and Belle. Then it's smallsy. Yeah, that's how your nights roll out across the country on Nova.
There you go.
Very nice.
And then Nova is very stable. Nova Entertainment, very stable network. Yet there's also the idea of the entertainment business being quite fickle, and ratings do come out once a month.
Yeah.
God knows how they do those because I don't understand it.
Oh, it's
how they're collected, those
well,
numbers.
if you get a good one, they're very solid. But if you have a shitty one, you're like, oh, this is just who's making this up?
That's an anomaly.
Ridiculous. Oh God, yeah.
That's what I get told with Smooth every now and again. Oh, this one's an anomaly. Don't worry about that.
Oh, don't worry about this one. Yeah. But hey, good news. Number one in the Northern Beaches with women between 47 and 38, and they'll give you some sort of little. And you're like, oh, that's still a bit of a win.
That's nice.
I can hang my hat on that for
They're
4 weeks.
But you're in the southeastern seaboard. Your numbers with 12 to 14-year-olds are through the roof, actually. The highest share we've had. So this is really good news.
So how are you dealing with the ups and downs of it all? Do you just take it in your stride, or is there... How are you guys sort of supporting each other during all those sort of
Well,
times?
to be fair, I mean, I feel like I have the least amount of ratings pressure we've ever had, to be honest, because as we the late drive shift, it's sort of been created for us, this slot, if you will. Like, it sort of wasn't a shift that existed before, but when things moved around, we were on Melbourne Breakfast previously, and Kyle and Jack, you probably know about that sort of stuff. They sort of came into Melbourne, it shook things up. Jason and Lauren lost their job at KISS, and then it made obvious sense for Nova to bring them in. They've been crushing
doing
it.
quite well.
Yeah, doing really well.
Absolutely.
So we were sort of shifted to this slot, which probably aligns with our sort of ultimate goal anyway. We always sort of wanted to do those drive hours. So I think everyone in breakfast sort of goes, oh, imagine if you could do this and just have an hour less of the show and not have to do the wake-ups. Oh, how good's that? So, but yeah, it's been nice. We've sort of... The show's sort of, the last sort of 3 or 4 in a row have been number one, so it's sort of just been like, oh, cool, well, that's, we just keep plodding along, and yeah, there's definitely less of a pressure. Breakfast show, you've got a bit more, weight behind it, and yeah, like, I suppose the longer you're in it as well, sometimes the less weight you give to it. Like, we, when we were back in the Triple J days, it was sort of, it's sort of not really, like, ratings aren't really the most important thing, right? Like, it's not sort of built to be number one, so you're never striving for that. You're more striving for servicing the Australian music and the youth, and they very much dance to the beat of their own drum, if you will. So that wasn't it. And then before that, we're in community radio. Once again, you're the little guy, so you're sort of battling, but you're never sort of going to be on that top end of things. But I suppose more so when we started at Nova Adelaide, you go, okay, well, ratings are important now because you're selling ads, and this is the business, right? Like, it's make or break. So the pressure came there a little bit more, but like, it helps when you've got the same people around you that you've been working with for years, and that's such an anomaly. Like, that's such a important thing that we don't take for granted. So that helps a hell of a lot. So with the ups and downs of it, you go, oh well, at least we've been able to get this far, just having fun with your mates.
Yeah, true. Now, word on the street, Liam, is that you can do some pretty mean impressions. But my question's actually for Sarah.
Yep.
Oh, you're so lucky, because I was about to launch into about 8.
Oh, feel free.
So, but Sarah,
But not yet.
for you,
Hold your horses, Tiger.
which impression does Liam do that actually secretly turns you on?
Oof, that's a strong...
Or
We're all about love here.
or which one gives you the ick? Is there one that gives you the ick that you're like, don't ever do that voice? Which tell us both.
Oof.
They all do.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah, and then we want to hear it.
Very much depends on what mood I'm in. So sometime I'm like, oh, I can't do this today. And Liam's tried doing like some skits when I've been hungover.
Right.
Like, not it. Not cool. Not cool at all. But so my very first memory of Liam was in high school, and he would approach our table at lunch and do impressions.
No
so
way.
Yeah.
So what got him over the line? Which one got him over the line? Do you remember?
Borat. No. Nah.
Come on, he started. He was into it. He
Don't.
Even before, like, I feel like when I came into Novus, obviously Sarah doesn't come into work with me every day, so I was having to introduce Sarah a lot, and it's so hard to say, and this is my wife, without saying, my wife. You know what I mean? It's just sort of hardwired in there.
You don't have to. You don't use Lord Voldemort in the bedroom though, do you? By any chance? No. Okay.
Do you know, it's so funny. We like the other day we were so a big Oasis fan, right? And we were lucky enough to see the first show in Cardiff over the weekend. So we're having breakfast Friday morning, and this guy comes over, and he was this Norwegian fella, and he was really nice. We're having breakfast, and he said, "Oh, like big fan of the Harry Potter videos," and I gave him a little bit of Voldemort because he asked for a photo, but he was filming, so I felt like he wanted me to do it. And it was just as the lady was taking the order. And anyway, so like we had this lovely breakfast, and then I went in to pay later, and she was like, I've got to ask, are you in Harry Potter? I'm like, because she must have been Googling like IMDb and like, nah, he doesn't look like any of these. And then I had to let her down and be like, oh, no, I just do Harry Potter videos on TikTok. you could see her getting deflated in front of me,
Disappointing.
Well, I wonder who, when you mentioned about, the possibility of having kids in your future, I wonder which impressions will come out for the babies.
Well, I actually think that's one of the things I don't know how fatherhood would go. I hope I do a great job, but that's one thing I think I've got in the locker, like reading a book, doing the voices. And then they'll get to a certain age with oh god, Dad, don't do the voices.
Because I used to do that too. We read Harry Potter to the kids,
of course,
and I'd throw them in there. The amount of times the kids would go, just read it.
I will be that guy. That guy.
Just speak normally.
Sarah's like, could we just have a conversation without Lord Voldemort in the
Please.
car? Do you ever use your voices, Liam, in an argument to try and diffuse the moment?
Oh, I don't think that would work. No, I don't. I think that would make things worse for sure. But it's funny, the voices. Like I sort of. As Sarah mentioned, I probably annoyed her even at school doing them. I think anyone who's known me for a long time would know that it's sort of I wheeled them out probably a little too much. But I never really like put them online until maybe like 2 years ago ish, and was like, I don't know. I kind of thought they were a little bit lame. Like even back in the day, I would do like stand up and that sort of stuff, and like sort of put them in there a little bit, and then I got sort of a bit shy. I'm like, oh, no one really does that, so. And it's been nice with the reaction online because it's sort of like it is like very genuinely me. Do you know what I mean? Like me annoying Sarah with impressions it's not too far off from the actual like obviously not to that extent. Like it's it's drawn out a little bit, but it's very much like I do actually find a lot of joy from it, and sometimes Sarah does. Probably most of the time she doesn't.
Were you impersonating teachers and
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because that's what I used to do as well.
Yeah, when you say like impersonating teachers, I do a banger, Mr. Penny. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. Oh, dude.
And where was Mr. Penny?
Mr. Penny, now, he was a geography teacher. Now, year 8's, okay.
That, and, lovely guy, great teacher. I don't know.
Mr. Penny sounds just like my Mr. Hapgood, who was also he's right, gentlemen, get your geography books out. Get your T square and your Z square, put it up there. Awful. And that guy had a really long neck, and unfortunately his nickname was Rubberneck.
Oh no.
And they'd say, and we'd always turn the heaters on before he came in, and he'd come in and switch the heaters off, and someone would go, "Why are you turning off the heaters?" And another guy would go, "Because rubber melts." And we all thought we were so funny.
He never got over that. I love the idea if he's like supported you all these years. He's like listening to this podcast and just starts crying.
Sorry, Mr. Hapgood.
Who'd sign up to be a teacher, right? Especially for high school.
Oh no.
Well, that was your second. That's always been Sarah's like second. Like you're like, if I didn't do nursing, would have done
I think teaching would be so hard nowadays. Like, I sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I was a teacher if I'm having a bad day. But then reality, no.
Yeah, then you talk to teachers.
Yeah, the stress.
My hat goes off for any. I taught early childhood for many years.
Oh, yeah.
Which I loved. But the idea of high schoolers just would make me shit my pants.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
They're so
100%.
smart.
They would see right through
smart.
me. I'd be just crushed in like the first 2 minutes.
100%.
They'd have a
100%,
nickname. They'd be running riot. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh.
You know, real
Yeah.
savvy using ChatGPT under the desk to like get
So
even
bad.
more
Oh, the
sophisticated
technology.
burns, you know.
So bad.
Yeah.
Sarah, are you ever nervous, like, that Liam might share something about your relationship on air, or do you actually sometimes have to say, "Don't you dare talk about this on air"? Like, does that ever come up in your relationship?
There's been a few scenarios. The first thing that comes to mind is the physio.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran a little wild with that one.
Yeah, that's.
I was
probably-
like, when you're saying, I'm like, yeah, no, so true. I am so above board, like never cross the boundaries. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, actually that, yeah.
So years ago, I was seeing a physio,
forgot about
and
that.
yeah, this was the thing that comes to mind. I was seeing a physio, and I came home and said, "Oh, Liam, like my physio's great. Like he rides motorcycles, he jumps out of airplanes, he's got all these tattoos, and like he's pretty cool." And that was it. And then Liam went on air and he said, "Oh, Sarah's physio," and he gave him a nickname of David. And he talked about how Sarah's in love with him and whatever. And anyway,
To be fair, if you're just going for a run-of-the-mill, you know, rub down on the calf muscle,
He
and,
was
and then
impressive.
you know, I don't know, Cam, if Ali came and just, oh, you know, he's so rugged, these tattoos, and so he does all these, got these cool hobbies that, you know, you can't do, like ride motorbikes and, you know, all these extreme sports. I was like, okay, how does this have anything to do?
I'll be honest with you. There was a moment. Ali was seeing a guy, we call him the Russian wizard. And this guy, yeah,
that sounds great.
yeah. And I'd drop Ali off to the Russian wizard at some, suburban household on a nondescript street.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, what's going on in there?
And I would feel so good.
So good.
And then finally, I went to see the Russian wizard.
Yes.
And she goes, "How was it?" And I said, "Breathe in, breathe out."
And you felt so good.
And you
And I
felt
felt
amazing.
good too.
He's this amazing
He was an
osteochiropractor.
equal opportunity Russian wizard.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
remember-
that's nice. You get to share the joy with
This
them.
is I was just going to say with this this is so FM radio of it, because I told this story about David and stuff, and you know I think Ben quite liked it at the time, and so it sort of had legs, and then I just sort of kept going with it, and we ended up doing this bit where to make, because I was jealous of Sarah's physio, to make her jealous instead, we had this sort of setup where we were out for lunch one day, and we went to this modelling agency, and we hired these 5 models to walk up to the table one by one, 5 minutes apart, then 2 minutes apart. Being like, "Oh my God, are you Liam Stapleton?" Like, "Oh, you are so. Can you sign this?" And like, "Oh, you are so sexy." And I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And we like had hidden cameras around. And Sarah, I mean, after one supermodel, she was like,
"That's
"Okay,
not
like,
it.
what is
Something's-
something's
She
happening
was
here?"
onto it.
And I was like, "I honestly don't know what is going on here."
What was worse, at the next appointment after Liam spoke about it on air, so I heard it but didn't, I think I grilled Liam and that was it. And then, anyway, I went to the physio appointment. His name was not David, by the way.
Because I was protecting his identity, and that sounded like a funny, sexy name, David.
I go to the appointment. Hello, how are you?
Moving
All
on.
normal. 5 minutes into it, he's like, "All right." So hop down on the massage, face down the massage table. He starts working away, and he's like, "So, David, hey?"
He had heard it. Oh, no.
All of a sudden, I went from like to
Yes!
Did he stick his thumb like deeper into your calf at that point?
I actually can't even remember the rest of the appointment.
Oh, that
I
is-
just wanted to.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
So was
I
that
never
it?
went back.
Was that it for David after that, or did you manage
Yeah,
a
had to-
return?
No,
We actually used
no
to be
way.
kind of near our house, and we'd walk the dog and be like, "Oh, that's David's lair." But yeah, no. Apart from that, for the most part, it is the great thing of working in radio. And Sarah always reminds me of this: is like whenever something shitty happens, it's always very good for content, right? Like it's sort of
There's
that
always a silver lining.
the yin and yang. So, like for example, I haven't even talked about this on the radio yet, but on this trip that I was just talking about, Paris, and I said, oh, this would be a nice spot to propose. So that exact dinner, beautiful. Like, it's probably one of the nicest dinners we've ever had. Just the setting of it, so warm, and seeing the Eiffel Tower,
like fairy tale dinner. It was perfect,
awesome. And then, just as the mains came out, the mother of all storms started. Now I made a video of it. It's on my Instagram, and you wouldn't believe. Like, you can check it out because you wouldn't believe it if I'm just telling you now. You're like, okay, you're putting a bit of mayo on it. It was like flash flooding. The annex type. What do they call those sort of things?
The metal.
Yeah, the steel sort of thing above us, like the shade.
It collapsed.
It came down, collapsed. People were running inside. It was like flapping around.
So 2 people died in that storm in Paris that night because it was so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it brings the mood down.
Sorry. But, it was severe.
No, it was severe. It was like, because we were like walking, and then I was like, oh, it's getting deeper and deeper. I only had like 2 pairs of shoes on this trip. So I was like, I'll take my shoes off. And it was getting deeper and deeper, and the water was like above our knees. And then, so we're just trying to get to the train to get out of there. And we got to the train, and it's like the scene of the Titanic when all the water's coming down the stairs. It was like flooding out the underground. Like, and this was all within like 20 minutes. It just hit so hard and fast. And it took us hours and hours to get home because everything was like closed down. It was like flooding. It was basically swimming around. But then I thought about it. I'm like, oh man, what a great story. What a great story to tell on the heart of it. So or, you know what I mean? Or, like, make a TikTok out of it. And, it's always that, like, it's nice because you could just be like, oh, it ruined our dinner. But now I'm like, I'll probably remember that dinner for the rest of my days.
That's
It's just like, it's wild. I didn't even know that sort of weather was possible to change like that.
Yeah, that's scary, actually, isn't it? The fact that it could go from... I mean, that's apparently what the Texas flood was like, though. It went in 45 minutes. It rose 8 meters.
Yeah.
That's wild, eh?
Whoa. Yeah.
And I think back now, I suppose we had a couple of wines and had dinner, but I look back at the videos and I'm like, what are you doing, you freak? I was walking around on these dirty Parisian streets. I couldn't see the water because it was like above my knees.
With that was pretty brave.
Just barefooting it to keep my Specials, my Adidas Specials from getting dirty. I was like, they're like my favourite shoes. I didn't want to get them all mucky.
Good to know you got your priorities straight.
Yeah, I know.
Mind the needles on the floor.
Yeah, the syringes and Zinger burger wrappers that I'm walking on.
You didn't have Sarah. You weren't piggybacking Sarah by any chance, were you?
No, we were both. It's funny.
I might as well have been in bare feet. I was in these nice little sandals that are trashed.
Yeah.
It was.
But these are the stories that you rack up 30 years later and you go, remember the time? And the kids have heard them 23 times.
It's so true. It's so true. I think we've got more disaster stories that we talk about on our holidays than good times, probably.
Have you got one that you haven't riddled out, like, in the last 10 episodes that you could regale for us? I hate to put you on the spot.
No, because we've spoken about our Fiji trip. The Fiji trip was the worst holiday story that we have. Yeah, that was just.
Maybe you can put a link. You can put a link on the bottom if you can't be asked telling it. Xander, your producer, you can put a link. You can do that hyperlink thing. It's like, here, the story, here, exclusive.
The short version is Fiji was meant to be the segue of moving back to Australia from being in America for 25 years. 25 years there, moving back to Australia. Mm-hmm. Cam booked this Fijian trip to sort of soften the blow. It was so stressful leaving. We're all devastated. We're emotional wrecks. We've been bawling our eyes out for days. Land in Fiji. We are very much at the wrong resort. Very much at the wrong resort. There's no beach. You can't really swim there. You've got the pool, which is full of Australians that immediately recognise Cameron Daddo. What are you doing here? It's like, right.
Hey!
Then our youngest daughter got food poisoning so unbelievably bad that she had a seizure.
Oh, God.
Passed out, hit her head. So we get her to hospital, and this is third world hospital. So
in Fiji.
Yeah. She's on a bed with like bodily fluid stains. Like they went to give her a drink of water, which was like cups that they had to wash out. They didn't have toilet paper, sanitization. They had nothing. They had to put her on a drip because she couldn't stop vomiting. So we're trying to and that was when we were meant to leave. So we had to delay our flight, which meant costing us money, but that's fine. So she's really sick. We've just got to get her home. Finally, we get the all clear to get her out of there. She's still not well, so we get in the van, get to the airport. Our eldest daughter goes, I don't feel well.
Oh,
No.
God.
She goes down at the airport. She's vomiting, diarrheaing. She's
Vomiting in front of customs officials.
yeah, and I'm like, oh
Before
my
we get on the
God,
plane.
we've got
Yeah.
to get her on this plane. So we finally get on the plane. She holds it together. 2 hours into the trip, I hear our son going, Dad. Turn around, Cam's having a seizure.
What? Yeah. I've never had one before.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
having
it?
a seizure. Eyes have rolled back in his head. He gets to the
What's
bathroom.
going on?
I know.
I'll tell you
He's
what
now
happened.
vomiting in the toilet. We land at Melbourne Airport. Of course, they've got to quarantine everyone on the plane.
No one could get off the plane.
because he's unwell. They're calling for emergency.
People are going, that
doctors.
bloody Cam.
Yeah.
I know.
Didn't that used to be
What a
Cameron Daddo down the back?
We get off the plane. Our youngest daughter starts vomiting again, and I'm there like going, I am not going down with whatever the hell this thing is. I'm
Yeah.
like, no way.
Just leave the family.
Finally, we get Cam's mum and dad comes and gets us. One or the other kids is vomiting on the way back to their place. Then our son goes down. He gets really sick. So it was just
It's like clockwork.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, nurse.
unbelievable trip. So anyway, that was
You know how I'm like, yeah,
And that's
some-
the short version.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
know, I'm
short
like,
version.
it's always good because you can make a TikTok out of it if you want. I don't think you could have on your.
People don't need to be having seizures.
And then my
That's
husband
hectic.
started having a seizure.
The view of the customs officials coming down the plane in their hazmat yellows was not a welcome sight.
for
Oh
anyone.
God!
Anyone.
Yeah.
Wow!
What a banger. What a banger.
Fiji holiday.
Yeah, that we might cut that out of the whole thing, but we'll see. It might
So
stay.
interesting.
I love
Oh
that.
my God.
Hey,
Incredible story.
what's just back to you two? You're moving to Adelaide. That's a great
Yeah.
thing. That's a great thing. Aside from that, is there what's the dreams and wishes? What's next after you get to Adelaide?
Well, look, family on the horizon at some point. It's been the discussion. It's sort of. I mean, we just literally this week got back from a trip of a lifetime. We went away with a couple of pals. It was one of our friend Trent's 30th birthday, and we did Glastonbury Festival, which is I know.
We're
right?
really trying to squeeze
And then
in.
we did this Paris thing, had the floods and all that.
Yeah.
And then, at first show for Oasis in Cardiff, which was nuts. And I think we were thinking we'd completely, empty the tank, come back and be like, kids time. But we've come back and been like, maybe just another year of that.
Yeah, a few more
Maybe.
trips
I mean,
around
we
the
sort
world.
of, you also, obviously you can't, having kids isn't as easy as just snapping your fingers sometimes.
Yeah.
So you've
Yeah,
also,
sure.
you got to be mature about it all. But I mean, so Sarah's turning 30 in October. I'm turning 30 in June. So we're still young, but it's just about finding the right time. But a part of moving back close to family and friends is sort of hopefully getting ready for that sort of chapter of life.
Yeah.
And Ben and Sam have referenced a couple of times Ben do the show with. They've had their son Freddie here in Melbourne away from friends and family. I know that's been tough for them, sort of being on their own, and they're just about to have their second in September. So that was also part of the reason we're like, okay, let's not do that again. Let's get over and get back to the homeland.
Yeah. So
Nice.
we're sort of in that. Yeah, it's on the horizon for sure. But we're just as we mentioned, last few years we've just been really trying to squeeze out as much travel time and trying to do the things that might be a little bit trickier with kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't think having an infant at Glastonbury would be too fun.
Well, there's upsides to
Right.
both. There's upsides,
Yeah.
isn't there, sweetheart? There's upsides to both too.
Yeah,
to-
they get to an age where it's so fun traveling with them. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Listen,
Yeah.
we do something called the rapid heartbeat just to finish off. We're going to ask you both the same question. So just keep your answers sort of one word or shortish. Hit it, honey.
What do you miss when you're not together?
I was just
Laughing.
going to say company, but that's such a
Yeah.
laughing. We laugh a lot together. Most. I mean, Sarah normally gets up before me, normally. But normally I'll make some sort of grandiose entrance and we'll both start having a bit of a laugh early doors in the morning. Like even this morning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. What the world needs now is...
Love, baby.
Kindness?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Liam, you have to do this as Borat.
Okay. You won't have to twist my arm too hard
Favourite,
for that.
and both of you answer this, please. Favourite time of day with each other?
Morning.
walk with my wife. And our little dog, Billo. I love him.
Thank you.
Yeah, morning walks, like we love it. We love a morning walk.
Therapy.
It is good. I
Yeah.
can't actually function. We walk for an hour every morning with the dog, and it's the best time to just get on the
100%.
same page and get your day started right.
That's good. I love that too. That's a great tradition. Okay, last question. One word to describe each other.
Gorgeous.
Kind. Sorry, using kind twice. No, but yeah, kind.
That's okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful, guys.
Love that.
Thank you so much for your time, you two.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and good luck with the move, because I know
Yeah.
that can be
you
fraught
too.
with all sorts of things. So
Yeah.
Appreciate it, gang. Yeah, we'll see how that story as well. That was incredible.
Yeah. Far out. Welcome. That's
Liam and Sarah Stapleton. Yay!
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ellie.
Thank you.